Hello, my name is Ray Conti. I'm the broker of statewide real estate, and I'm here to conduct the DMV First Time Home Buyers webinar. I've been in real estate for about 15, 20 years, and I have a lot of experience in courthouse auctions, all types of foreclosures, new homes, bank-owned homes, short sales, pre-foreclosures, and pretty much everything for sale with residential real estate. And if you go on Zillow, I have about 103 reviews on there. So if you're interested in seeing what clients say about me and how I actually help them, just go on Zillow and put my name in, Ray Conti, and you can see those reviews. But right now, I'm going to share my screen so we can go over some bullet points on the best practices of the first time home buyer. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up and share my screen here. Let me share my screen. All right, there we go. There we go. First thing you want to do is make sure you know what's on your credit report, right? That's very important because that could mess you up with getting a loan, right? So you can get a free credit report at like it says right here, you can go to annualcreditreport.com and you can request a free credit report, and then you can see what's on your credit report. And then you might want to start saving some money. Might want to start saving some money, but I have a lot of down payment assistance programs, but the normal down payment money is like 3 to 3.5%. That's what the normal down payment is. Like if you're getting an FHA loan, it's like 3.5% down payment. If you're getting a conventional loan, it's 3%. But I can get you the whole down payment plus about $5,000. And that's if you have a 620 or higher middle credit score. We can still do loans down to 580, but if you don't have the 620 score, you're going to have to bring the 3 to 3.5% down payment. And the next step is you want to look at reducing your debt because that affects what you qualify for. And the more you owe, the less you qualify for, right? And then, like I say, one of the first things you want to do is talk to a lender because you want to make sure you know what you're working with. As far as the sales price, you want to know what that sales price is. You want to know what your payment is, and you want to know how much money you're going to need to bring the closing. That's very important. When you're looking at houses, especially with today's interest rates, you can get an interest rate from 6.2 up to 6.4 right now, fixed for 30 years. But you need to know what that payment is, you know, so you can know what you're working with. And but you want to make sure that your financial assets are in order, you know, being like what's your credit score, because you need, like I said, between 580 and 580 and 620 to get the no down payment. You need 620 to get the 620 or higher to get the down payment program, but we can do under 620, but you have to have your own down payment. Yeah, you got to have your own down payment. But we can also do 1 day out of Chapter 13 bankruptcy, and Chapter 7, as long as you got 2 years after the discharge date, we can still get a loan for you. And we got another program in Maryland where it's as long as you can provide a profit and loss statement, we can still get you a loan. But you want to look at all the ways how you can improve your credit. Like once you get your credit report, you want to check for errors and then report it to the credit bureau, right? You want to pay down your credit cards, because with the credit cards, they the credit card debtors, they want to make sure that whatever your credit limit is, you only owe like 30%. So like if it's $1,000, they want to make sure you owe 300 or less, right? They look at the length of your credit history, how much credit you have. Don't never charge your credit cards to the max, because once you do that, it's going to affect your score. Um, and also once you pay a car note late or something, right? You got to wait 12 months, for that to clear up on your credit report, right? Right. And what you want to make sure you do is don't order items for your new home until you actually go to closing, because that's going to make your score go down. You don't want to open up new credit cards. That's going to make your score go down. Um, but you definitely want to shop for mortgage rates to make sure you're getting the best rate possible. Um, Avoid finance companies, because some of those are going to make you pay a higher interest rate. During the mortgage application, they're going to ask for your last 2 years W-2s, and sometimes they're going to ask for your tax returns for the last 2 years. And they like to see 30 days worth of pay stubs, 2 to 4 months of bank or credit union statements. They want to see your past addresses and any brokerage account statements that you have for the last 2 to 4 months, and also a list of any other major assets of value, such as a boat, RV, or stocks or bonds you might have. And if you have a 401k, they want to see that. Documentation to verify additional income like child support or a pension, a copy of your driver's license and security card, social security card. It's always a good idea to use a really good realtor to help you. Number one, the realtors have to be ethical and treat you in a specific way to make sure that you're being taken care of. And most realtors, they give expert guidance and stuff, and to answer all your questions and make sure you have all the information to make a good decision. We're very objective in the information that we give. We have access to everything that's for sale on the market, and even the for sale by owners, right? We have access to those too. So we have expanded search power. We have a lot of negotiation expertise that'll come in handy when it comes to like when you trying to get an offer accepted, like your sales price negotiation, the closing costs, repairs, and stuff like that. We got a lot of experience with that. We stay up to date with our experience because we help a lot of people. We got a lot of connections, like loan officers, title companies, home inspectors, contractors, et cetera, et cetera. And we also can be your rock during emotional moments, like while you waiting to see if your offer is going to get accepted, or if you don't get an offer accepted, or when you do get it accepted. And we'll just be with you from the beginning to the end, right? So you don't have to worry about that. And when choosing a realtor, you wanna make sure you find out how long they have been in the residential real estate business. Are they part-time or full-time? Do they have any designations or certifications. You want to find out what's their business philosophy, how many buyers did you and your real estate brokerage represent last year? What's the average variation between your initial offers and final sales price? Will you present? Will you represent me exclusively, or might you choose to represent the seller as well? What I do is I represent the buyer, and then the seller will have an agent to represent the seller. I can recommend service providers to you who can help you obtain a mortgage, make home repairs for you and stuff. Um, I'll keep you informed about the process of the transaction. And if you want to see contact information for some of my clients, like I said, you could go on Zillow. I got 103 reviews on it, and they can tell you pretty much uh, what's going on with me and what it's like to work with me. Now, this agency relationship thing, that's what we were leading into, because you can either represent the buyer or the seller. You can't do both in Maryland because dual agency is not legal in Maryland. So when you decide to work with an agent, they have to disclose to you right up front, right? The customer, whether you're a client, the type of relationship. Most of the time, my relationship is a buyer's agent. I will represent you as a buyer's agent, and then the seller will have their agent call us a seller's agent. A sub agent is an agent that works with the listing agent's company. Dual agency is when you got one real estate company, but you got the buyer's agent and the seller's agent working with you. But like in Maryland, that's not available. But you can still do that. It's called intra-agent, right? But the dual agent is not permitted in Maryland. This right here, the intra-agent that I was just saying, that's how you would do it if it's the same company with the listing and the selling agent. They're together. And the next thing we have here is the home buyer's education. Most of the time, they will provide this to you when you get down payment assistance programs, right? And if you go through this information right here, it helps you assess whether you're ready to purchase a home or not. And you'll learn about the different types of mortgages and programs available. In some cases, it's free. Most of the times it is. But you be able to access loans and incentives that can make home ownership more affordable. It's just an equal housing opportunity, right? Right. And all realtors are committed to equal opportunity, along with fair housing rights and responsibilities for the home buyer. We can't discriminate. You know, that's something that's very important for everyone to know. And here's the 10 steps to buying a home, right? First, you got to save your down payment. But if you got a 620 or higher credit score, if you got a 620 or higher credit score, you can get in with no down payment. Next thing is you want to check your credit. Next thing is you want to take the home buyer education course. And number 4 is, you want to make sure you use a realtor to guide you through the pitfalls of the home buying process. And then number 5, you want to get approved for a mortgage. And then after you get pre-approved for a mortgage, and you know what your payment is, how much money you need, and your interest rate, and the type of loan. And then number 6 is you ready to go shopping. And number 7 is you ready to make an offer. And then number 8, you want to get a home inspection, right? You can pick whatever home inspection company you want. They will check everything: electrical, mechanical, plumbing, and structural. They'll check the whole house out for you, give you a report with pictures. So if something's wrong with the house, we'll just get the seller to fix it. Then after that, you're ready to go to closing, right? And 3 days before you go to closing, they're going to send you what's called a closing disclosure with all your debits and credits to make sure that cash to close and your payment is the same thing that the lender told you in the beginning, right? And the last step is you just move in, get your keys and move in. That's after you do your final walkthrough, because you have a final walkthrough before you sign the papers and go to closing. So, you know, you will have to do that final walkthrough and everything is fine, and then you go to closing, get the keys same day of closing, then you move in. There's 7 reasons to own a home. The tax benefits, appreciation. Now, if you buy an investment property, you got depreciation too that you can write off, and in most cases you can write off that up to 7 years in the future. Then you got equity built up, you got savings, building equity in your home, you got predictability, with the market appreciating 5 to 6% a year, and you have freedom because the home is yours, right? And that's a good feeling because you have stability in the neighborhood. And then the next step is preparing for your house hunting. This is something you need to know. There's no right time to buy, right? You either ready or you're not, right? And when you buying a house, don't ask from your family and friends and stuff. Don't ask for too many opinions because it's gonna mess you up, right? And you gotta accept that no house is ever perfect. And keep in mind that we can always ask the seller to do repairs. If they don't want to do it, you can just cancel the contract, right? And don't try to be a killer negotiator. And like this says, is negotiation is definitely a part of the real estate process, but trying to win by getting a extra low price or refusing to budge may cost you the home you love, right? Remember, your home doesn't exist in a vacuum. Don't be caught up in the physical aspect of the house itself that you forget the important issues such as the noise levels, access to amenities, other aspects also have a big impact on your quality of life also. You want to make sure you plan ahead. Make sure you get approved for that mortgage first. Investigating for insurance. Consider your moving schedule. Being prepared will make you a bit more attractive to the seller. Choosing a home first because you love it, and then think about appreciation. A home is still considered a great investment, but its most important role is that you're comfortable, a safe place to live. Next step is a home inspection, right? That home inspector is going to come out there. They're going to check the whole structure for you. They're going to check the whole bones of the whole house to see if it'll stand up to weather, gravity, and the earth that surrounds it. Structural components such as the foundation, right? Because a lot of them, some of the foundation have cracks in it. They'll check the whole exterior for you. The sidewalks, the drywalls, the driveways, the steps, the windows, the doors, the siding, the trim, the drainage. They'll check all of that for you. The roof. A good inspector will provide very important information about the roof, including its approximate age, roof draining systems, shingles, loose gutters, and downspouts. They also inform you of the condition of the skylights. Um, they'll check the plumbing to make sure the water supply and the drainage systems and the water heating and the storage systems are working. The sump pumps, drainage pumps, they make sure all of this stuff is working for you. They'll check the electrical system for you, all of the heating and air conditioning, everything in the interior of the house, the ventilation, the installation. They'll check all of that for you. The fireplaces, they'll check all of that to make sure they're clean. Because the fireplace can be real dangerous if it's not properly installed and not clean. Okay, there's some home hazards too that you need to look out for with the home inspection. They got radon. That's that invisible gas that comes up from the ground that can kill you. You got asbestos. You got lead-based paint. Anything built before 1967, right? That stuff can get you sick, right? You got other hazardous products that's in the house, pesticides, fertilizer, motor oils. And then, that's some things you can look for when you're in the house, like the crawl spaces, the garage, the garden sheds in the home. They even look for groundwater contamination, also mold. They look for that too, and foundation issues, cracks in the foundations. And then you have the appraisal. Appraisals help guide the mortgage terms. Long story short, an appraisal is just letting the lenders know what the property is worth because they don't want you to overpay for it. But whatever you agree to pay, that's what you'll pay. But if the house appraises for more, you only pay for what you agreed to pay. If the house appraises for less, you get to get it for that lesser price because appraisal's value is not a concrete number. It's just a professional opinion. And appraisal value doesn't represent the whole picture of the home prices. There are special considerations that the appraised value doesn't take into account, such as the need to sell rapidly. Appraisers use data from the recent past, and there are uses for the appraisal value outside the purchase process. About homeowners insurance, you're going to need this, and you're going to need to know the coverage exclusions, right? The dollar limitations on the claims, the replacement cost, the actual cash value, your liability, right? That's something that they're going to require that you get prior to closing is that homeowners insurance policy. And then you got title insurance. Your mortgage lender requires this, you have to have it too. But some people, even some lenders would tell you that the buyer don't need this, but you need this title insurance to cover you the whole 30 years while you own the house because somebody could come and put a claim on that house 10 years after you live there, and then you have to go to court. But if you got title insurance and everything, you don't have to do anything. They handle everything for you. And it's just a closing cost that's part of the closing that um that will be disclosed to you. But that's something that you really need, right? But you have the right to choose the provider. Just like in Maryland, you have the right to choose the title company. And even when you buying a new house, I do new homes too. Even with new construction, you need that coverage because you never know, what might happen. And then, the last thing is before you get the keys, it's your final walkthrough, right? You want to check the basement, the attic, every room in the house, crawl space has been checked. You want to make sure all the repairs have been done, receipts for the paid bills and warranties. Um, you want to make sure there's nothing major that happened from the last time you seen it. No unexpected changes. All items included in the sales price, screens and storm windows, all appliances are operating, intercom, doorbell, alarm are operational, hot water heaters working, heating and air conditioning systems are working. No plants or shrubs have been removed. Garage door opening, instruction books and warranties left for you. All debris and personal items of the sellers have been removed from the house. Because some sellers will try to leave that stuff there and tell you to come back and get it after closing, but you don't want to agree to that. You want to make sure all the toilets flush and sinks are operational, right? And then the last thing is you want to prepare for your move. You want to update your mailing address, change your address with important service providers, create a list of people who will need your new address, contact utility companies, check insurance coverage, unplug, disassemble, and clean out appliances. Check out the condo board or HOA in that area. If you're moving a long distance, right, you want to make sure you have your important records from your doctor, dentist, pharmacy, veterinarian in a safe place. And you want to email a copy of your driving route to your family member or friend. And you want to empty your safe deposit box. Um, Now, if you have any questions, you can you can just email me back or call me. You can call me at 301-996-3989. Um, or you can email me at raymondconti@gmail.com, or that's the best way, or you can text me. But this is basically the home buying process. But like I said, you can get in touch with me if you have any more questions or concerns. And thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your evening.